Hello there. Yesterday I prepared my blocks for this project today. It's from one of the new Chalk Couture Chalk Made kits called Heart and Home. And you can make a double-sided project, one for Valentine's Day, one just with a home theme. So I thinned down my chalk paste and painted the Valentine side and the home side, got those. And then I did spray a light coat of just a matte sealer. Just kind of makes it, if I do end up making a goof of some sort, I can just wipe it off, where on a painted surface it might not come off as easy, so I just put a thin coat of sealer on it. All right. This is what the transfer looks like. If you haven't seen Chalk Couture before, these are silk screen transfers, not stencils. So you can see, like on this one, we have those dots that you wouldn't be able to have in a stencil. We have the stripes. We have the distressing in the letters. I think you can see that on some of them. Just makes it a whole lot more interesting when you do it. They are self-sticking, and they come pretty sticky at first, and we can use them over and over and over. What I've done, my writing is horrible because I was putting my finger here and then trying to write. I just kind of put a little bit about which transfer goes with which backer when I take them off. It just makes it easier when I go to put them on, because they may not all be the same size, and then I don't have to measure and redo and all that. So I am just going to cut all of these apart. Don't you love the Chalk Couture scissors? I love the color teal. Might be one of the things that attracted me to Chalk Couture. I don't know. Our signature color is Couture Teal, which I do use a lot because I do like it. My office used to be with an ocean theme and lots of that teal color, but recently we moved me into the spare bedroom. Now all the kids are out of college and out of college and all of that. And now I have a sunflower theme in that room, but I still have the ocean theme in what I now call my garden room. It's where I bring all of my plants for the winter. And I've got a little greenhouse thing in there, and we'll see how I do trying to grow stuff so I don't have to buy stuff in the spring. My flower beds are pretty much full of perennials, but I do like to do a few annuals and also veggies. Okay, so I've got those all cut apart. I'm going to start with the rectangular block. On one side, it's going to say You Forever, because it's going to have love in the blocks. And on the other side, it's just going to say, oh, there's a couple. Let me see here. I can do Welcome Home, or I can do Home Sweet Home, because the blocks, I've got something sticky here. It's catching me. The blocks are going to say home. So I have a choice that I didn't even, oh, there's two choices for the Valentine's. See, I don't even pay attention. You can also say Love is in the Air. I kind of like that font, so I'm going to use that instead of Love You Forever. And of course, I like the font for Home Sweet Home. So I'm going to do Home Sweet Home on the one side and Love is in the Air on the other. And now, since both sides of this block are going to be white, it doesn't matter which one I do or what color, but I'm going to show you the... Do you ever sit in one place and lose something without even moving? Oh, here they are. The kit comes with 4 colors. It comes with the candy apple red for the doing this. It also comes with the, and I've got it all folded up, the ocean blue for this. And those you water down so it's the consistency of paint instead of paste, and then use it as paint. And then we also have bright white and shimmer gold to do our transfers with. So I'll show you this, even though because I have these in the jars, I'm going to save this and then I can use it for someone who wants to experience Chalk Couture. By the way, if you want to experience it, I have these, we call them Chalkable chips. I can punch a hole in it and you can hang it. You can put a magnet on it, or to use as a magnet, of course. Put felt on it, use it as a coaster, but you can get one of these, a mini squeegee, a packet of chalk paste, and then a mini transfer from me, just to try Chalk Couture out. So let me know if you would like that, and I'll get in touch with you on how to get it to you. So anyway, I'm going to save these for those. And my candy apple, I used my jar too. So I've got some of those colors. Okay, so I'm going to use the Shimmer Gold. Maybe I can get it open. I must not have cleaned off the edge very well when I shut it up. Okay, I'm going to grab one of my stir sticks. Now the Shimmer Gold actually has metallic flecks in it. This has been sitting for a while. I need to mix it up a little bit before I can use it. Now normally if I've got a paste that has thickened up like this, I put some distilled water in it. That doesn't work super well with the metallics, but usually if I just stir and get the air bubbles out, it gets to a consistency I can use. The perfect consistency is like cake batter or yogurt. And can you even see what I'm doing? There, I'll put that down a little bit. I'll cut off the top of my head. Okay, let me stir this a little bit. This needs a more ambitious stir stick because it's pretty thick. So let me get the extra off here. I love the shimmers. Of course, I like bling. You can probably tell from my fingernails. I like bling. I'm not wearing any today because I didn't put on any jewelry, but so I love the shimmers. They come in all kinds of colors. There's a shimmer frost that's kind of, it's not gray, it's not white, it's kind of in between. There's shimmer silver, there's shimmer copper, there's a shimmer black, but it's not called shimmer black. I can't remember what it's called. And then there's crimson and another one that's a red tint. Okay, that's pretty thick. I am not going to experiment. I would experiment and add some water, but I'm not going to do that when I'm going to do a project. We'll see if this works. Put this someplace where I'm not going to get it all over. So I'm going to grab a mini squeegee. Whoa, no, first of all, I have to put the transfer on. Got ahead of myself. Okay, so I've got what it is on the back. I'm going to just peel it up. And I'm going to bring my fuzzing cloth. You can use your pant leg or a towel. You want to get a little lint, not big pieces of lint, but a little lint on it so that it doesn't stick too much to the surface, especially a painted surface. Although, like I say, I did seal this. So we just do this, 5 or 6 times, depending. An older transfer, you don't have to do as much. When we get done, we just take this to the sink and just wash all of this off and then wash that side. That lint will come off. And the sticky will come right back. Okay. Now, people who know me know I'm the queen of crooked, but on something like this, I'm not going to do crooked. Okay, I got it on there, and I'm going to just smooth out any air bubbles. This is so simple. Something like this, if I'm not talking and demonstrating, would take less than 5 minutes. Maybe not when I first started, but... So I'm just going to dab some on and just work it through until I see the design coming through and no white is showing in the transfer part. I'm going to put the extra right back into the tub, and that works just fine, even though it is a little thick. Then I'm going to maybe peel it up. I don't want to go from a corner, although something this small is not going to matter, but if I go from a corner, on the fabric on the bias, and the fabric will stretch like this, well, it can distort the transfer if you pull it up from a corner. So I'm just going to pull it up like this, and I did not get the is done very well. Let me see if I can put that back on, or if I'm just going to destroy it. Let's see. There we go. Okay, I'm going to just work that through a little bit more. Let me get a little bit more. The cool thing is sorry, I can't talk and paste at the same time. Because I sealed it, if it doesn't work, I can just take it to the sink, wash it off, and just do it again. There we go. All right. So now I'm going to let this dry. I'm going to do the little house and I'm just going to hang that from my desk. I'm going to do the house and the heart. So there's the little transfer for the house. I would say I'm having a day when I can't talk, but I think every time I do a live, I can't talk. Or a recording. This one's a recording, I guess. Okay, there we go. Just take it over here on my fuzzing cloth and just fuzz it a little bit. Okay, and then I just line up the transfer. Put that on. I don't know why I tried to put the lid back on. I'm not done with this. Okay, now this one's gonna be a little trickier because I'm gonna have to touch. There's no edge to the wood around it. This goes right up to the edge of the wood, so it's gonna be a little trickier. Now, when you're doing this, if you're doing just a straight color, not a shimmer, the chalk paste will dry fairly quickly, but the shimmers take a little bit longer to dry. For some reason, with the metallic flakes in there, there's something different about the formula, maybe, I don't know, but they do take longer to dry. Just so you know. So if you start doing something with the shimmer, you're like, oh my gosh, it's not drying. Oh, there's the little chimney there, but I think I'm just going to leave the chimney without anything and see what happens. Well, maybe that wasn't the chimney. It is, oh, because I did the wrong side of the house. I was like, it's on the wrong side. Since I'm only going to be showing one side of the house, I'm going to turn this over and I'm going to line it up so that, actually, let me see. Do I like it without the chimney? I kind of do. Except it's not going to show up as well on the block because the block is white. Okay, I'm going to turn it over and line it up. See, I do these things so I make the mistakes and you don't have to, right? There we go. I'm just going to use this to get the sticky part to stick. All right, let's do it the right way this time. Just put it on here, and then I'm going to wipe off all the extra, put it right back into the jar. We don't have to waste anything. And then I'm going to grab it here. Oh, I didn't do it enough on this one side, so I'm just going to just put it right back down and put some more over here. And this whole side, I didn't do it hard enough, I guess. That might be the side I was trying to hold. Just do the whole thing again. Okay, it's still a little faded on that one, but that, you know, that just kind of makes it look old. And since I really like vintage stuff, I'm not upset about that. So there's the house. I'm going to put it up here and let it dry. I'm going to find the heart. Now the heart has a lot of open space in the transfer, so it's really important that you get those little dots to stick so that you don't get smeared. You know how, have you ever done regular stenciling and you think it looks great, you pull it up and it's like all blurred? Well, this helps to prevent that if you get it firmly in place. Yeah, see, it's trying to move because there's so much open transfer there that it does make it a little trickier. So I'm just going to smooth that down really well. And then I'll just need to be kind of careful if it starts to try to lift up. So the dots are actually going to be white because that's the, I don't know what you call, what do you call the non-stencil part of the transfer. I don't know what you call it. I'm gonna go right to the edge here. I'm having a little trouble on this edge. There we go. Pull up all the extra. And it's harder when there's no extra wood around the transfer. There we go. There's the heart. Now let that dry. So I'll put this over here too. A lot of times I'll have a container with water to put these in because the sooner that you wash them, the easier it is. However, you don't want to leave them in water too terribly long. So, okay, so I think that's all I've done. I need to do this side. Okay, so I need to do Sweet Home, and then I'm done with my gold. You don't care if I'm not showing you how to fluff or fuzz. I always call it fluff. Since I showed you once, I would assume. All right. Put that down really well. Yeah, I'm gonna have to experiment with it. It's working, but it's just so dry. I must not have, yeah, see, yeah, you can see I left some stuff on the rim, and that means that air was getting in. It wasn't airtight, and that's why this got thick, because usually the shimmers do not get thick. I think I do have another one, so if I put some water in this and it ruins it, then there's not that much left in here. I won't be too upset. I hate wasting. All right, and there's Sweet Home. Okay, I'm gonna have all kinds of these to take to the sink. Okay, so now I'm going to get, I've got kind of a grain. I think I'm gonna have the grain going across. So I wanna get the grain going the same way. And then this one's going to say home. But the O is actually gonna be the little house. So I'm just gonna do HME. And I'm going to do those in the bright white. Oh, the distressing on these letters is so cool. I'm just going to get all of these on, and I'll just do them at once. During the COVID shutdown, when my husband was laid off for a little while, he built, I'm in the basement of our house. It used to be a family room. When we moved in, it was kind of scary. It didn't have a ceiling. It had really old, ugly shag carpet, and it was just kind of gloomy. And he redid it. And then when the kids moved out, nobody was using the family room. We turned one side into my craft room, and one side he built this amazing, I'll send a picture of it, this amazing workbench. He does reloading and fish tying. No, not fish tying, sorry, fly tying. And he built a big sink at the end of his reloading table for me, so I didn't have to take my transfers upstairs to wash them all the time. It's been so nice. All right. Now my white will probably need to be stirred and maybe even diluted a little bit, because it is one of the ones that, oh no, this is a fairly new one. This is going to be great. So it just sits up a little bit. It's chalk paste, not paint, so it will dehydrate. I had some that I hadn't used for a long time, and they were rock solid, and I was able to hydrate them again. They aren't as creamy as this, but they work just fine. So if you do need to hydrate, use distilled water, because tap water can have things in it that will cause the chalk paste to mildew or mold, which is disgusting. All right, so nice consistency. Take this out and grab another squeegee. Well, I'm gonna have to use my big squeegee because I don't have another little one over here. They're all over at the sink. This one is just so big for my hands, I don't use it very often, but it works fine. Okay, so I'm gonna make sure that I have all the air bubbles out. I'm just gonna dot this on, work it through real quickly. You can see that H showing through. Make sure, since I've been talking, I don't know if I've gotten all the air bubbles out or not. And there's the M, that fast, and the E. This entire project, now you have to do some, where's my paint? Oh, you have to do some wait time because you have to paint the blocks and then let that dry completely. I let it dry overnight because I don't want the chalk paste to peel up the paint. But if you don't count the dry time, this whole project would take way less than 15 minutes once you know what you're doing. Look at the distressing. Isn't that cool? Love it. Whoop. Oh, these are going to be so cute. And I love double duty things. I have a spinning bistro sign. It's another chalk couture surface. It's probably one of my favorites. And I put a seasonal thing on one side, and then I have this really cute home design that I have on the other side that I leave on all the time. So now I'm almost done with that side. That's here it is. They have little stickies that you can use to stick the house and the heart on. Yep, that's the right side. If you don't have, I mean, if you have a glue gun, you could use that too. But I'm just going to go ahead and use this now. Here's the thing, trying to peel off the backer on this side. I may end up doing a glue gun, but my glue guns are all packed up from my gnome workshop last night. Well, come on. I have a hard time peeling the, or like, you know, like opening a pill thing or anything like that where you have to, there we go, where you have to peel something back. There we go. So then I'm going to center that. How about that? I got it in the center right away. Can you believe it? And then this one, oh, can you see it? Maybe not. Is done. So now I'm going to wait a little bit because that's not dry. Let me just dry it real quick and then I'll turn it over and I'll finish the other side. You can use a hair dryer. Oh, I gotta move my cord a little bit. Just be careful if you use a hair dryer. You got all these things sitting here and whew, they fly all over. Plus, I used to use a hair dryer here till we came out with this, and the hair dryer I use on my hair, high is one way, and on that one it was the other way, and I was always forgetting that and turning it on high, and then everything all over flew. Makes for an entertaining video. I didn't turn my heater on in here, so it's a little cold in here today, and it is definitely taking things longer to dry. So, tell me what kind of crafting or other hobbies you have. I mean, not everybody likes to craft, but I'm assuming since you're watching this, you might, or you know someone who does, and you were looking for them. But tell me what kind of hobbies you have, and do they change from winter to summer? I mean, summer I add gardening to my hobbies. All right. So I'm just going to turn these over. Now, the trick is making sure that you have them. So this is going to be the L because it's the 8. I guess it doesn't matter. You can move them around, but I'm just going to make it so all I have to do is flip them. So the L-O-V is going to be this one, and E doesn't matter because, oh my gosh, they even give us 2 E's. Cool. Okay. So this is going to be this way. So let's try the sticky thing first. Oh no, that's not quite dry. That is. All right. Well, let me put these on. Do a little bit more. A little bit more fluffing. I've done this enough that I can tell by the sound when it comes off of the backer if I need to do more fuzzing or less. And I'll tell you what, I have even extended my transfers past their stickiness by just spraying the back with a stencil adhesive. And then you can, I mean, they're like almost indestructible. Although I was saying on the last video, I was doing a winter one that I had been looking forward to doing for several years. I just never had time. And I had a problem with some bleed through because I just didn't have it pushed down enough. And then I put it over here because I was doing a video and it fell off and I didn't realize it. And I ran over it with my wheelie chair many times. I tried it again, but it was not going to work. So you can destroy them, but it takes something like that. All right, let's get my bright white. Work it through. There's the L and the V. You want to make sure you're getting right to the edges. Every once in a while I don't do the, I think I'm doing the edge, but I don't quite get it. And get a little bit more and do the E. Excuse me. I'm going to put my lid on that just lightly right now so it doesn't dry out. Now, you'll see I got a little white on the edge there. Oh my goodness, I don't have a glass of water and I got something in my throat. Sorry. I am just going to take a wet wipe and just wipe that off. Oh, I did it on here too. What was going on with me? Probably from fighting this cough. So there's the V. Wipe off that extra. I think I'm going to go around and distress the edges. I like that look, so I'll probably do that before I post pictures of the finished project. Maybe even while we're doing the video. And there's the E. So let's see if this is dry yet. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to put the sticky on here. I would suggest, well, you could put it on here first, and then you would know it was right in the center. Let's see if this comes off easier. I think it's because I have acrylics and my nails are a little bit thicker, so I can't grab. Is that grabbing? Yes. All right. Put it in the center. It was like, I'm missing a letter. Oops, it's gonna go this way, right? And there we go. Now I have a little sanding block. I'll just do one of these. And I just kind of go around the edge. And you can just distress it a little bit. And like the edges, if it's really doing this naturally, the edges are probably going to be a little bit more distressed. So I do a little bit more on the edges. A little bit, make it a little bit thicker in some spots. And then it just adds just a little bit more to it. I don't know if you can even see it on the video. All right, so that's it. And like I say, if I were doing this without talking, taking out the dry time when I painted these and waited overnight, I could do something like this in, gosh, I don't even think it would take me 10 minutes. The first few times I did it, you know, just getting used to things, you were do a little bit slower. Might have taken a little bit longer, but not bad at all. So now I'm going to take these over to the sink and I'm going to wash both sides. We have something called a board eraser. I don't have one right here. I used to. Looks kind of like a what do you call it? Mr. Clean, those, what do they call them? Mr. Clean whatevers, disc, I don't know. But it doesn't have chemicals in it, and it takes this off so easily. But I've used my hand. I've used a sponge that isn't flaking off, because you don't want that, especially on the sticky side. And then you wash both sides, and then put it sticky side up on a towel, or we use the microfiber side of our fuzzing cloth, which I don't know if you can see. And we just let it dry, and then we bring the backer, put it back on, and we can use it again. So let me know if you would like a kit, a Try Me kit, and I will get it out to you. Otherwise, talk to you later. Bye.